Here we go. Brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. Currently sitting at $12.5. I need another $75 to get to my $20,000 goal. Why? Because that's the way we roll. Also brought to you by PharaohsLounge.com. Check out the comic book section. We got our anti-Valentine's books. We got Pixie Runner. All the Jessica Rabbits you need. All the graphic novels. Digital downloads for the graphic novels as well. So, where are we in our story? Well, since you ask, we were just about to get to our flashback. We are writing Metropolis, trying to write a Superman movie using story material that we draw from the early days of Superman, literally going comic book by comic book, reading through them, pulling out some dialogue, pulling out some scenes, twisting them around with the cannabis running through our veins. We are about 15 pages in, which is about an eighth of the way through our 2-hour story, writing it in a comic book formatted style, so we get the story beats down. So if you ever wanted to figure out how to write, and if you have writer's block, this is how I do it. And rather than pay 40 grand for a master's degree, we're just going to teach this way. Isn't that wonderful? All right, we had page 1, showing basically the Brainiac skull ship blows up Krypton, go through the haze. Clark Kent and Lex Luthor meeting at a train station on the way to Metropolis. Clark saving Lex from being bullied. Lex owing Clark a favor, basically pointing Clark out. Clark wants to be a writer. His parents have passed. He sold their farm, or so he says, to make the money to move to Metropolis and be a writer. Metropolis, of course, we have is a rundown city that has gone through a great war and a great depression and is now basically a shell of its former self. And Lex and Clark are both going there instead of Gotham, which is on the other side of our planet, and of course advanced technologically, because they both want to be part of a city in its resurrection. He points him out to the Daily Planet. Of course, it's going to be the only nice piece of Metropolis maybe left. Lex, of course, is moving to Lexington Park, the rich area. Clark is moving to San Monte, the poor neighborhood, which will be a connection to our story as we're going forward, at least in the first act. Clark goes into the Daily Planet. He runs into Lois. He's immediately given an assignment by Perry to accompany Lois to the Roadhouse, a nightclub owned by Butch Matson, the gangster, which, of course, from where we've gotten to so far, after a bunch of kids try to rob the place, Lois and Clark will stumble upon what looks and apparently is a kryptonite mine underneath the Roadhouse. And of course, Clark will grow weak, not knowing that he's near basically something poisonous to him. He will get knocked out, and Lois will be knocked out by some thugs. They'll be tied up, thrown in the back of a car. The car will be run off a bridge into the river. Clark will wake up, save Lois's ass. Or Lois may save him. We don't know yet. We're still playing around with it. He will get her to safety. He will get back to his place. He will smash up a fucking wife beater, but she'll still be scared of him, confused, not knowing his own real power or what his impact is really going to be. Maybe he's making a mistake. He says, I'm going to bolt the fuck out of here. So he just takes off. He bolts the fuck out of town, and he goes back to the farm, his fortress of solitude, where he's going to see some pictures of him and his folks. And he's going to have a nice, fun flashback scene of the time when he started realizing his powers. The sunken car debacle, he smashes the guy into the wall. So basically what we have in our story so far, the first 15 pages, Clark meets Lex, Clark meets Lois, Clark gets his first assignment, Clark stumbles upon what apparently looks like to be a kryptonite mine. I think they're going to be using child labor. We're going to have all these rich socialites connected somehow to the San Monte apartments or the San Monte projects. We need a whole connection. We need to maze collect this whole story, have some fun with it in order to get our meat. We had the idea of maybe Lex Luthor contributing to not just, lending Clark some money, but also building his Superman suit. Clark putting trust in Lex as his friend, and I had the possible idea of Lex Luthor at the end of the story being revealed to be part of like a Brainiac cult. He was almost being like a disciple of Brainiac. Maybe even like a fucking Brainiac robot. We're fucking with it. We're fucking with it. So here we are, page 15. And where we left off, like I said, after Clark gets Lois to safety, the whole thing with the fucking being in the back of the car, the cops, the whole deal, He feels guilty. He goes back to his building. He sees that same wife beater that was kind of telling him off earlier, but he gets involved this time. He smashes the fucking wife beater into a fucking wall. The wife is scared of Clark, even though Clark's trying to save her. So of course he just gets the fuck out of town. He gets out of Dodge. He hears cop cars in the distance. He's like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here for a little bit. He does his whole fucking Hulk jumping because he's not flying yet. He's still leaping fucking tall buildings with a single bounce, but I don't got him flying yet. No suit, no nothing. He's still in his fucking street clothes, his suit, whatever. He gets the fuck out of Dodge. And we have him now going to his Fortress of Solitude. Clark is done leaping around as he gets to his parents' old farm. We can even have him brush past the for sale sign, which blows over as he arrives. Now we get into our little bit of our flashback. Clark is blowing off steam. Go from here to the flashback. Let's get our flashback scenes here. We like the kryptonite mine. We're still getting back to the idea of a kryptonite mine. I don't always like going to kryptonite, but it is an integral part of Superman's story. I don't want to just go green kryptonite. I was thinking maybe it's different colored pieces of kryptonite. Cut loose, long distances, back visit his farm. Okay, here we go. Pictures of the family. Clark is a sports star. Football, steampunk football hybrid sport. Here we get into our whole football background. We love football. Da, 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 da. See, it's nice to put our notes in, and then we get obsessed that we're figuring out where to plug it in. We already put that in. And you got that. You needn't be afraid of me. I won't harm you. Oh, we definitely got to have that line in there. Yeah. You needn't be afraid of me. I won't harm you. He doesn't say it to this lady. I just want the line in there because I got to remember to put it in there. I'm thinking we save this line for Lois. It's more iconic. He's got to say it to Lois. He doesn't say... Lois doesn't know that Superman has saved her yet. We're not there yet. Okay. Again, we're laying out the story now. We can get to the dialogue after. I want to lay out the whole 2 hours. It's more fun that way, the way you're just obsessed with what's going on later on. So we know how far into our lore that we get. Okay, we got that in there already. Leaping long distances to blow off some steam. Here we go. Sees old pictures of his family. Has a flashback to mom and dad telling him of his origins. His parents offer to send him to college. They talk about his arrival. Vague, since they know very little as well. Metropolis. See, I love when we chop the notes down. See, in the Man of Steel story, I don't want to rip that off completely, because the idea is that he was a fucking superstar, and he was doing it all by himself, and he's got Lana Lang. But I like the idea of, like, he's just kind of been working the farm, kind of keeping to himself. They're not reclusive, you know, but he has a good life, you know, but it's a simple life. You know, we see Clark leading a simple life, a simple farmer's life. But as always, he craves something more, which his parents don't discourage, in fact encourage him to go to university, which will lead him, of course, to playing college, finding out about the coach, kind of using him. And you're going to have the whole Tommy Burke story. The idea is we need something here where just Clark realizes that he's being used. You know. He looks to the coach as a mentor, but the coach is using him. And of course, that'll come out in the dialogue too. The idea is that just Clark is going to catch it, like that. He thinks this guy gives a shit, but like he's not his dad. You know, the Kents are older. I don't want. We're not. You know, is the Kents are older. Almost if Clark is raised by grandparents as opposed to parents. The difference is it's loving, like a grandparent's love, but it's not a mother and father's love. The idea is they need that taken away from him in this story. That has to be stripped. So Clark is desperately looking for like a father figure, which he looks for in this coach, which he looks for in Perry White, which in some way looks for even in Lex Luthor. Like Lex can have a year or two on him, or just be older in terms of just mentality. So I need this angle because because Clark is constantly searching for a mentor, a father figure, a Vince McMahon. And the coach isn't that. So there will be an illusion from the Kents saying they won't be around forever and that they've put aside some profits from the spring crops for him to attend college, which he does for them. So when you cut to that, when you cut to college, they're gone. That's the last you see of the Kents. I don't want the whole fucking Jonathan Kent walks away, he's having a heart attack again. It's been done. It's been beautifully done. It's been done in the comics. It's been done in the movies. You're looking to write something new. You're showing tribute to that. So you want any flashback you have with the Kents in the Superman story to be positive. I go back to this all the time. I mean, I didn't like Man of Steel. I really thought Zack Snyder did a shitty fucking rendition of Superman. I hated his fucking Jonathan Kent. I hated fucking that he let fucking Jonathan Kent lets himself die. I hated the fucking dog Don't get me started on the dog thing. My fucking bulldog back to you. There could be a fucking army of Nazis coming to shoot at me, and she'd fucking jump in front of those bullets. Dog doesn't run away. It doesn't work that way. Zack Snyder didn't own a dog. We've covered this already. Stop making me fucking repeat myself. All right. So, we've gotten into the idea that he looks to the coach to be a mentor. That does not work out. Maybe something with Tommy Burke here, who basically lost his job. Lost his starting job because of Clark. Can have a little something to the side there, or it could just be quick. We don't need the whole Tommy Burke angle of Clark taking his gig. The idea is Clark just Clark with his hearing. With his hearing. Overhears the coach betting on him and essentially not giving a shit about him. Wow, Clark can even go to him. Oh, we have it. In the flashback about possibly missing the game because his folks are ill. Oh, bang, bang, boom. The coach convinces him, oh, I like it, to stay. The Brett Favre speech. Your father would have wanted it this way. The coach doesn't care about Clark. He tells him not to let... Oh, I love this. Let the team down. Oh, fuck, yes. The coach is selfish. And Clark catches it because his super hearing kicks in. The idea is showing his senses going off at the wrong times, like puberty, but older, because he kind of blossoms in his college age, because he blossoms in his late teen college age years. Sort of like me. No, I'm kidding. No, I was a late bloomer. I lose my virginity until I was 17 to my best friend's older sister. All right. I like that. Fuck yeah, I like that. It's more character. It's, again, you know, listen, my father's taken ill, and I really like to be by his side, you know, just in case. Well, Clark, I know if I know your old man, I know he wouldn't want you to let your team down. And I know damn well that he would be more disappointed in you if you didn't lead those boys to victory. And son, as soon as that game is over, while all those guys are celebrating, I will drive you out there, and I'll drive you out to that farm myself. Oh, like the coach is a piece of shit, but he's convincing. Because again, Clark is desperate for that father figure, the Jor-El that he was robbed of, because never got to talk to him, never got that kiss. We don't know how much interaction he had with Jor-El, because when this fucking story opens up, Brainiac skull ship's blown up fucking Krypton, Death Star style, and we just see that little ship get away. Vague gets the action moving. So I kind of like where we're going with that. So he throws the game. Clark plays. Clark plays, but throws the game. Or just doesn't show. Or someone else is under his uniform. Maybe Clark doesn't get along with the other players. I'm not sure yet. I don't know why he wouldn't, so. He wants to be normal, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to scrap that. Something. His hearing will kick in. His hearing will kick in. And he will hear some derogatory shit. Comments from the other players about him. Maybe even comically see one of the players wearing a bra and panties under his uniform. The X-ray vision. Again, you can see a hot chick and then use the X-ray. By accident, of course. So we're getting into his young days, his college days. Show him having a good time. He's having a good time at university. Okay, those are the notes section. Kryptonite mine. Let's keep that in the notes here because we might go back to it. Or they can be cooked. Because eventually, if Clark wants to go back there, maybe he needs a suit. As they move closer to the mine, Clark gets sick and pass out. So we have that kind of part already. Clark will need a suit to get into the mine. He will confide in Lex Luthor. It's almost like we, as the audience, we all know Lex is bad. We're waiting for him to turn. So the idea is when he turns, it's got to be badass because we're almost like, okay, he's Lex Luthor. We're expecting him to fucking turn. So rather than just say, oh, he's not going to turn, so I'm going to fuck with the audience, he's going to turn, but we got to make the turn really fucking juicy, really fucking meaty. Now, okay, so we got what? That was page 15. Let's get page 16 over there because we just got the football stuff. The idea is to show him having a good time in college. Okay, so after leaving the big game, quick cut to Clark back home, enjoying a sunset with Martha Kent, with Martha. Talking about the future. And Jonathan. Martha and John. I like the idea he's doing with both of them. Talking about the future, drinking some tea, some iced tea. Clark tells them about the college debacle and reveals that he wants to be a writer based on all the books Martha made him read. You can cut here to a quick snippet of him working as a strong man in the circus. Where we go here. My favorite cousin is Orlando in case you want to visit me. Maybe I will. All settled in. People always gotta bug you when you're working. Cut here, quick stint, strong man. Like, give him a couple of just strong man in the circuits, possibly even a quick stint as a soldier before finally seeing an ad from the Daily Planet about the resurrection of Metropolis, or a Waiting for Superman type article from Lois Lane, which of course leads him back here. Now you could even have, if you want Jonathan Kent to make the comment, John tells him farm is his in the will. It will always be your... Now, wherever you go in the world, for wherever you go in the world, this place will be home. Your fortress of solitude. Boom. Panel 6. Okay, so you get that article from Lois Lane. I like that. He reads an article for Lois Lane. He does time as a soldier. He does time in the circus. And the idea is he sees that fucking thing coming out of the war. Maybe the war's over. He fights in the war and shit like that. So now you cut back to him at Metropolis. You need that quick word of advice. Some last word of advice he's got to get. Maybe from Jonathan. About going back. Jonathan could be talking to him through flashbacks while he's doing all this shit. Your fortress of solitude. And of course you heard Jonathan talking over this. A place to blow off steam when the world gets to be too much. But you come here to recuperate. And then you dust yourself off and get back in the game. I don't want the whole do whatever you want. Like, remember, we want tropes, not subversion of expectations just to do it. We do it to make it better because maybe we didn't like what we saw in the subversion. Or playing up a classic. And the idea is they always say, oh, you don't have to be Superman if you don't want to be. No, fuck it. I like Jonathan and Martha tell him, no, motherfucker, you gotta go do something with this shit. You know, go and have a life. But don't forget who you are. You weren't given these powers because you weren't given these powers just to be idle. Boom. Line like that. We see Clark, of course, dust himself off, head back to Metropolis for another shot. All right. I like that. Get our flashback scene in there. We got our kryptonite mine we're working with now. We got to connect it to all the rich people. We got to figure out why they're using child labor, if they're using child labor at all. So now we come upon, that was page 16 and 17. So now we got what, page 18 we're up to now. Yada da 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 da. What you doing over there, Kai? Oh shit, wait, that was 16. Okay, one more time here. Let's do 18. This will be 17. Bear with me, people. Alright, sorry. Okay, let's put this over here. Alright, good. So we're up to 17 now. Dusts himself off, heads back to Metropolis for another shot. Alright, so where are we going from there? Words of wisdom from his father. Going back to Smallville, to the farm, makes him feel better, recharges his batteries, the equivalent of us going to the spa. Alright, so right now we've got Clark Kent's been to the mine. He's got an assignment from the Daily Planet. Now he's got to go fucking fix what ended up getting fucked up over there. So we've got to get him connected back to Lois, connected back to Perry, connected back to Lex. We got to get him back with Lex now. And then we got to get Lex Luthor involved in all this shit too. Catalog drops. Okay. So, in terms of notes, gotta get Clark. Okay, Clark had his flashback. We saw a little of his backstory now. He worked for the circus, did some time as a soldier. He saw an article. He saw a great story in the Metropolis, the Daily Planet, which is like a magazine, not necessarily a newspaper. I like it more as like a magazine. It's not a paper, it's a magazine. It's global. It's a planetary magazine, Daily Planet. He sees the article. So now, the flashbacks, of course, are going to be Jonathan Kent will be the dialogue over the flashbacks. Something, of course, that Jonathan says, stop being such a pussy. Or it's okay to take a break. It's okay to go to the spa. It's okay to soak your feet and get some reflexology. But when the massage is over, get your ass back to work. What is this? We'll write to you in a little bit, my dear. Got some whore in town. Nice. It's expensive, but she's fucking good. Alright, what was I saying? Alright, so now we need to get Clark. Okay, so what do we have in our notes section? Captain Riley, I'm not sure if we're going to do anything with that. I don't know if we need the corrupt cop angle, but it's there for now. Chain gang, prison stories, sweatshops, slave labor. We need to get into that. What's going on in the mine? How the mine got under there? The connection between San Monte, Blakelytown, Coreytown, the Blakelytown mine. Governor, senator, someone's involved. Valleyhoo Dam. I'm not sure if we're going to use the dam. Because to me the dam takes us back to Superman 1. When the dam breaks and Lois dies and then Clark flies all around the planet. Kid from Smallville. Okay, yeah. Okay, these are all notes from Clark showing up at the planet. So when Clark gets hired. Not raining yet. Okay. So you got the notes over there. Whenever you find dialogue notes that you want, put it in with the page layout section. It's always, a script is always a little sloppy when you're starting out, but that's kind of part of the fun, is taking all this sloppy fucking chaos and turning it into gold. Okay, stint as a soldier. Kryptonite mine, keep all that for now. Panel sliding doors, Superman whipping some ass. Stanislaw Cobra, Blakelytown mine. Dirigible, Roanoke, tearing down the slums. Okay, so now what I'm thinking is we get into Clark. In that scene, Clark leaves the farm. He goes back here to Lex Luthor. We see Clark, of course, dust himself off, head back to Metropolis for another shot. In essence, Clark is at the residence or lab of Lex Luthor, where he is discussing his history. They are either having a drink or dinner, something social. We are showing Clark's naivety here because he is basically trusting Lex Luthor with elements of his life story. Lex will even psychologically evaluate him, saying how he is looking for a father figure. Lucky for you, Clark, I'm old enough to be your father's harder younger brother. Clark is just spilling the beans here. Clark goes back to Metropolis after his flashback. We see that one father figure has failed. Clark trusts Lex. And here, Lex will start to theorize about Clark's origins. Perhaps even showing him some astronomical charts. That, of course, could connect us to the mine story. And we need to know why he is using child labor and who is allowing such offenses to occur. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the slums. Kids go missing it all the time. No one notices, or no one cares. Something with, maybe it's delicate, too delicate for children. Maybe it's just too delicate for adults, too serious. We need something, reason why. Remember, you're asking questions. Why child labor? Or maybe we don't need child labor. Maybe it's just fucking poor people. Just poor people working the mine. Shitty conditions, of course. But it was in those mines. It's affecting you, which makes it valuable. Very valuable. Lex will offer to build Clark a suit. To help him navigate the mine. On the condition that whatever is in there, I would like a crack at it. Remember, Clark, you're a writer. You're not a lawman. So it's not a lot to ask for you to look the other way. Start to get the shakiness here. Remember, Clark is still a bohunk, but at the end of the day, he's confiding in Lex. Lex, of course, is going to use this. Lex is going to earn his trust. Lex is going to win him over. But I don't want it to just be, I'm evil, I'm evil. Maybe Lex does love him like a best friend. I don't want the gay angle. I want the best friend angle. He loves him like a friend. It's too easy to say he's jealous of him, he resents him. That's been done so many times. So we need new, we need cool, we need fun. So here we are. The idea that Clark, after his flashback, after the whole thing about being used by his coach, going back to hanging out at his parents' farm, his dad telling him, look, when we're not around anymore, you could always come back here to, blow off steam. But don't hide here. Don't hide here from the world. Don't hide here from the world. Just recharge and relax. You know, those great words of wisdom, you know, be tough, enjoy life, you know? So, of course, he'll use that. He's back in Metropolis now. Now we're up to page 18 in our layout. Do we get to read more comics? Because we love to read the comics. We got the mine. He's got to build him a suit. So, of course, you can have that joke of, like, oh, it's going to be the Superman suit. No, it'll be like a shitty, like mechanical suit. I don't know if he should take Lois here. Or he goes in alone. Or maybe he goes in with Lex. Maybe him and Lex go in there together. Now let's see what we can get out of here. I want to do some notes. Let's go get some notes here. Let's read about 2 or 3 issues. I just clicked this by accident. Let's go to the American Safari section. Gotta love our shit, man. We got the best shit in the biz. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Let's do this. We're going up to Action Comics 12. We're at 12.5. The hope is to get to 13,000 today. 13,000 is in our shoot. Is it in our sights? There's more multiverse shit. Fucking stupid generic shit art. I can't even look at it sometimes. Some of the art in DC's modern comics is disgusting. All right. Let's go. We're up to page 8. Did we up to 18 or did we just write out 18? No, we're up to it. No. We up to 18. We just did 17, right? Let's do this. We need some notes. So right now we've got Clark confiding in Lex. That's where we are in our story. Clark has left the farm. He's recharged. He's gone back. The first person he goes to see is Lex Luthor, where he confides in him about all the shit he's been thinking about. Lex will offer to build him a suit to get into that mine. I still like the idea of Lex being a part of the Brainiac cult. Friend of the helpless and oppressed is Superman. A man possessing the strength of a dozen Samsons, lifting and rending gigantic weights, vaulting over skyscrapers, racing a bullet, possessing a skin impenetrable to even steel, are his physical assets used in his one-man battle against evil and injustice. I forgot to pay somebody real quick before I forget. You. Paid. Done. Good. Go away. The cab in which Clark Kent, ace reporter of the Daily Star, is driving to work. God damn it. He's deliberately rammed by another cab. Watch out! You did that on purpose. Prove it. That was no accident. He deliberately ran into us. Why? He belongs to the Cab Protective League, an organization that's trying to victimize the independent companies. That evening, within the privacy of his apartment, Clark Kent discards his false attitude of meekness as he dons the Superman costume. Cab Protective League, eh? Sounds like just the sort of a setup I like to break down. A life step brings the Man of Steel to the sill of his own window. Incredibly powerful muscles launch Superman out into the night. Ah, there it is, just a block away. Shortly thereafter, a fantastic cloaked figure hurtles down among the shadows atop the Carlisle Cab Company, an independent company. It appears I've come just in time. The boss says either you join the league or you get the same medicine some of your drivers got. You've assaulted my men and smashed my cars. Go back to your crooked chief and tell him I want nothing to do with him or your league. So you won't join us, eh? Sure you won't change your mind? Go ahead. Shoot me, you bloody murderer. That's my cue. Pardon, may I cut in? What? Ordering it in, eh? You get the same medicine. Out flashes Superman's hand quicker than the eye can follow, grasping the gun's muzzle. Sorry, I don't like that kind of medicine you dish out. Holy smoke, you crushed it like it was paper. What is this? Strong guy, eh? Let's see if you can take that jaw. Let's see if that jaw of yours can take this. Brother, you're a glutton for punishment. The racketeer rams his jaw against Superman's extended elbow, knocking himself unconscious. Don't waste any time worrying about the Cab Protective League. It won't be pestering you or any other independent owners any longer. But a moment later, up through the skylight, the racketeer imprisoned under his arm vaults Superman. High over the city races the champion of the oppressed with his captive. The racketeer revives. This can't be! I must be going mad. He's a human devil. I gotta escape. It broke! What are you? Unharmed. But his great flying leap deflected. Superman smashes against a nearby building, instead of alighting on it as he intended. Be careful! The two figures catapult the far distance to the streets below. Superman succeeds in grabbing a windowsill with one outlong hand, but the racketeer continues down towards his doom. Holy shit! I wonder what's keeping Pete. He should have returned from Carlisle long ago. Look out! Holy shit! Boom! But I gotta go back a second here. Superman just dropped this motherfucker. Oh, so he's holding on to him. Oh, he stabs. No, he tries to cut him. Okay, it broke. He deflects him because he tries to stab him. Okay, of course the thing breaks, but Superman gets distracted, smashes into a fucking thing. This guy just falls. Watch out, Chief. It's Pete. He's dead. Quick, into the building with me. If he hadn't tried to stab me, he'd be alive now. But the fate he received was exactly what he deserved. Ooh, that's cold. Within the office of the Cab Protective League. What gets in me, why, is Pete should have committed suicide. That's not important. What I want to know is what old man Carlisle agreed to join the League. Hello, Carlisle. Reynolds of the Cab Protective League speaking. Have you decided to join our association? You and your racketeering pal can take a flying leap into the lake. I'm going to call the police and tell them plenty. Come on, let's go. Carlisle's threatened to shoot off his mouth to the cops. We'll shut that mouth of his for good. Just in time. Well, muss up that old geezer so bad his friends won't recognize him. And if he still refuses to join up and hold his tongue, we'll use the gat. What's wrong? Why don't we start moving? I don't understand. The motor's running all right, but we don't move, and the emergency brakes off. The solution, Superman has a firm grip on the rear bumper. Nothing wrong with the engine. We'll have to take one of these other cabs. Look, it's rising off the floor. Who are you? Who in? Someone who dislikes you thoroughly. As Superman tears the car apart with his bare hands, the racketeers empty their guns at him. Get him! Kill him! Now as for you two, don't touch me! Let me alone! I ain't done nothing! Take these sledgehammers and start smashing those cabs. Get me? I won't! Better do what he says, boss. Faster, a little more violence there. I'm doing the best I can. I still can't believe we're doing this. I must be dreaming. Get the idea? Reynolds attempts to sneak off when the Man of Steel takes his eyes off him. Now's my chance. Oh, where do you think you're going? Would you like to smash those cars, or would you like me to smash you? Those cabs are worth a fortune. Won't smash them, I tell you. All I gotta do is increase the pressure of my grip and the world will be rid of another rat. Put me down, I'll smash the cars. Then go do it. Into the massed order of the Cab Protective League wades Superman, demolishing them in a great wave of destruction. Let's see how you like seeing your cars smashed. They're totally wrecked. You ruined me. I'm not finished with you yet. You still have to pay for the lives of the rival cab drivers who were killed. Calling Cars K7. Go to the Cab Protective League garage. Residents report disturbance. I didn't kill those drivers myself. I just gave the orders. That makes you equally as guilty. What's going on here? You heard Reynolds' confession. I'll leave the rest to you. Hold on. Where do you think you're going? So long, boys. My services are no longer required. Cab racketeer receives strong sentence. Within an auto bearing Reynolds. What's this? Fuck out of here. Within an auto bearing Reynolds towards Sing Sing. Mind if I smoke, copper? Okay, but don't try to pull anything. Gosh, it's getting super stuffy in here. I'm dizzy, saps. Never guessed the cigarette contained a mysterious gas. He farted. Shortly later, the figures of the two policemen are callously dumped from the hurtling auto. Reynolds escapes. Poison gas. That seems just a little too ingenious for Reynolds to figure it out for himself. I'd better look into this. That night, above the vicinity where Reynolds escaped, a dragnet was instantly thrown out. I'm counting on the hope they didn't get far. That abandoned police car near the dark cabin, perhaps. Down through the flimsy roof of the cabin hurtles Superman. Here's hoping I've guessed right. You! I found you, Reynolds. You don't scare me now. Look. What the? Surprised? Oh, shit. Is that Lex Luthor? The fiery eyes of the paralyzed cripple burn with terrible hatred and sinister intelligence. Sir, we meet at last, eh? It was inevitable that we should clash. Who are you? As the head of a vast ring of evil enterprises, men like Reynolds are but my henchmen. You have interfered frequently with my plans, and it is time for you to be removed. If what you say is true, then thanks for giving the opportunity to capture you. You may not find that task as simple as it appears on the surface. You may possess unbelievable strength, but you are putting yourself against a mental giant. I am known as the Ultra-Humanite. Why? Stupid fucking name. Because a scientific experiment resulted in my possessing the most agile and learned brain on the Earth. Unfortunately for mankind, I prefer to use this great intellect for crime. My goal? Domination of the world. I've got a giant brain in a small Schroeder. Yes, my Schroeder is very small. Abruptly, Superman sprints towards the crippled madman. Next instant, he stumbles amidst a sheet of flame. The current is off. You may examine him now. It was a clever idea to line a portion of the floor with electricity, Ultra. What the? He's still alive! He must indeed be a Superman. That charge was enough to kill 500 men. As long as he lives, my enterprises will be menaced. Superman must die. He's securely tied. Quick now, before he regains consciousness. The Ultra-Humanite flings a switch. The great saw whirls and hums with activity. Closer towards the deadly, revolving blades moves the unconscious Superman. Among the mighty saw moves the Man of Steel. A great rasping, a sound of cracking metal, and the saw explodes into 1,000 fragments. Reynolds dies a horrible death as one of the steel fragments pierces his throat. Holy shit. Fucking A, man. Action Comics didn't fuck around. Narrowly missed me. You signal for us, Ultra. Get me out of here at once. Following their master's orders, the men piled wood against the side of the cabin. Ignite it. Burn it to the ground. He can't survive fire. Within a matter of seconds, the cabin becomes a mass of writhing flames. Hurry, before someone comes to investigate. Moments later, a fantastic air vessel of Ultra's own design takes to the sky in flight. Surrounded by flames, Superman revives. I gotta get out of here pronto. Up leaps Superman, out of the reach of the hungry blaze. Whew, that was almost the end of me. I'll bet that strange ship belongs to the Ultra-Humanite. His fiendish deviltry is going to end right now. More speed! Superman's escaped! He's overtaking us! I'm pressing it to the limit! Deliberately, Superman crashes into the plane's propeller. That'll fix you. Down towards the distant Earth hurtle both the doomed plane and Man of Steel. The Ultra-Humanite's vessel crumples sickeningly as he strikes the ground with a thunderous clash. Strange, I can't find any trace of the Ultra-Humanite. Well, that finishes his plan. To control the Earth. Or does it? Or does it? Wait a minute, I think I jumped an issue. That was 13. I'm sorry, was I supposed to read, there's one before that I missed. 12, I was supposed to read 12. You fuck your mother. Really? Did I miss one? I clicked the wrong one by accident. Alright, well, we read that one already. Remember, all these stories are fucking... Yeah, the car accidents. Okay, I knew there was something about drunk driving. Sorry, I can't read out of order. I wrote to that guy. Take care of that. Zatanna. Give a fuck about this idiot. He's love. They want to watch you do somebody's draft. All right. Superman's taking a fucking bridge apart, leaping over towering buildings, rending steel with his bare hands, lifting incredible weights high overhead. Impervious to bullets because of an unbelievably tough skin, racing at a speed hitherto unwitnessed by mortal eyes. These are the miraculous feats of strength which assist Superman in his one-man battle against the forces of evil and oppression. Signing a crowd before the Daily Star building, Clark Kent, newspaper reporter, investigates. What happened? Someone's been hit by a reckless driver. He was a friend of yours. Good Lord, Charlie Martin, dead? Clark telephones the city mayor. Why has our city one of the worst traffic situations in the country? Why has our city one of... It's really too bad, but what can anyone do about it? Later in the privacy of his apartment, Clark Kent dons a strange uniform, transforming himself into the dynamic Superman. I, for one, am going to do plenty about it. Without a moment's hesitation, Superman dives through his apartment out into the empty void of space. Seizing a flagpole with one outthrust arm, he swings and alters the direction of his leap. Down he hurtles to the roof of a radio station. WVUX. Don't mind me. Unlock this door. Impossible. There's a program being broadcast. Sorry, but I asked you for it. Get out of here. You can't beat it. And tell that control engineer if he shuts me off the air, I'll make his beeline for his gizzard. Attention, citizens of the city. A warning from Superman. Take close heed. The auto accident death rate of this community is one that should shame us all. It's constantly rising and due entirely to the reckless driving and inefficiency. More people have been killed needlessly by autos than died during World War. From this moment on, I declare war on the reckless drivers. Henceforth, homicidal drivers answer to me. We got him trapped. Rush him. Farewell. Wheeling swiftly, Superman leaps at the wall and crashes through. Now to visit the county jail. Down swoops Superman towards the great lot where the autos of traffic violators are temporarily stored. It's about time for my daily exercise. Leaping at the massed cars, Superman commences to systematically smash and tear them to a pulp. Yes, sirree, I think I'm going to enjoy this private little war. Dude, Superman, in his early days, is just destroying shit. I guess that's where they got the Henry Cavill Superman. Stop him, somebody. He's wrecking the place. Thorough job, I must say. Superman leaps off, followed by pistol shots. Be careful, you're liable to hurt someone. Shortly later, before a used car lot which sells completely dilapidated autos. Ah, you're going for a good second-hand car. Cheap? Yes, for several. Lead on. Now here's a real bargain. A trifle ancient, but really excellent. Yeah, for a wreck. Say, what's the idea you coming here to insult my cars? You call these cars? They're nothing but accidents looking for a place to happen. If they weren't so dangerous, they'd actually be funny. Well, what? Sorry if this is tough on your pocketbook, but I'm thinking of the lives to be saved. Into the massed cars waves Superman, repeating his earlier performances. Next stop for these wrecks, the junk pile. From all corners of the city, word pours into headquarters concerning Superman's onslaughts. He destroyed your autos. We'll send a man out. We're receiving too many complaints to take care of all of them. Sorry, all available police cruisers are out looking for Superman. Send down a squad at once. Someone threw up my car in the garage. Rush a policeman here at once. There's a man under my bed. It's Superman, I hope. You'll either have these outrages stopped within 24 hours or resign your position as police chief. Good grief, sir. We're doing all we can. But look what we're up against. One single man? Yeah, but what a man. Meanwhile, atop a large skyscraper, Superman keeps a sharp outlook for traffic violators. Uh-oh, here comes a customer. Down the road hustles a man-machine on the wrong side of the road, weaving in and out of wildly caused cars approach. Whoopee! Some fun! Lots of drunk. Springing down squarely into the onrushing auto's path, Superman crouches for the attack. Come and get it! Seizing the car in a grip of his steel, Superman halts it in its track, then hoists it overhead. Alley-oop! Holding the machine high above him, the man of steel races along the wrong side of the road. I think I'll give this dope a small notion of what he's tempting. As machines approach, Superman hurdles them. Leapfrog is a lot of fun, no fooling. Help! Heaven preserve me, I swear I won't drink no more. Here goes. Whee, just like a birdie. Superman alights on a nearby bridge with scarcely a jar. Fainted. I guess next time he drives, he'll leave, if he ever does, again, he'll leave the liquor alone. Suddenly from behind him, Superman hears the sound of a powerful motor. What? Boom. I hit skip, driver. Stop, you hit someone. Stop, nothing. I'm getting away from here. That rat deserves a lesson he'll never forget. Easily overtaking the car, Superman picks one mighty spring and lands within the rear of the car. It's him. No, it's a ghost. You left my crushed body back there, twisted and broken. I'll haunt you as long as you drive recklessly. Do you hear? I'll haunt you. No! Superman springs from the hurtling car to the pavement. Ho ho, there's one guy who'll drive more carefully from now on. Superman's just fucking with people. This is a guy who let that henchman just fall to his death. But he's not killing these fucking drunks. Shortly later, the Man of Steel swoops down from the skies towards the Bates Motor Company's great factory. This is one task I'll particularly enjoy. How and calm yourself, Mr. Bates. Haven't you ever received visitors before? Statistics show that the automobile you manufacture is involved in the most accidents. Why? Just bad luck, that's all. You lie! It's because you use inferior metals and parts so as to make higher profits at the cost of human lives. And supposing that did happen to be the case, what could you do about it? Just watch and see. Gleefully, Superman runs amok, destroying the factory's... This fucking Superman's a destroyer. Destroying the factory's manufacturing equipment. He's running a fortune in tools. Stop him, someone. Why don't you try yourself? Superman's fucking up the world, man. Employees rush from the factory, terrified. Run for your lives. He's wrecking the place. I might as well make this a thorough job. After Superman concludes his work at radio station WVUX. Are you finished? Yes. It's as good as new again. Hello, gentlemen. Glad to be back. Earlier this day, a man possessing gigantic strength broke into the studio and broadcast a warning that... I'll take it over from here. Just thought I'd drop in, folks, and remind you that I'm in dead earnest. Later, as Superman races through the air. Now, there's a real sight, a policeman arresting a speeder. But what Superman's super acute hearing eavesdrop on a moment later is displeasing to the Man of Steel. Here's a $10 bill. Tear up that ticket. Gee... Just as the officer is about to accept the bill, he sights Superman's figure. My gosh, it's Superman, the guy who's warned on reckless driving. I better think fast. Try to bribe me, will you? Wait till the judge hears of this. A few minutes later, dangerous curve ahead. They say that the straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Let's see if that really is. In a few seconds, Superman eliminates the dangerous curve entirely. Drive straight through, gentlemen, with my compliments. In the mayor's private office. I wash my hands of the entire mess. Hundreds of officers and all capable of stopping the mad course of one hoodlum. But what can we do? Bah! Why did I ever run for office in the first place? I top a nearby building. There he goes. Some bus. I certainly got my money's worth when I bought this car. No one other can compete with it for speed. Who? What? Move over. Let me have the wheel. You're breaking the law, sir. So you like speed, eh? Now you'll get it. Mad! With Superman pressing the accelerator to the limit, the car speeds faster. Faster! Stop! You want to kill us? Why not? You didn't worry too much about killing the others. Others? What do you mean? By not seeing to it the speed laws were strictly enforced, you doom many to death. Superman leaps from the speeding car, the mayor imprisoned under his arms. Hold me tight, I'll fall. Don't worry, I won't have any such luck. Down plummets Superman to a window on the side of a building. Why, this is the morgue. I know it. Look in the window. The bodies of auto victims. Maimed. Horrible. They are the men you killed. Holy shit. Superman is a fucking badass. He's like, dude, look at the fucking dead bodies, you piece of shit. You know what? I like this. If we really wanted to go fucking dark here. With all the destruction that Superman is responsible for in the early Action Comics. Like, you remember, this is the Depression. This is like revenge fantasy against rich assholes. Once Clark sees all the corruption he can go fucking crazy and destroy all the legitimate fronts of the Once Clark sees all the corruption, he can go fucking crazy. Remember, he's fucking Superman. Go fucking destroy the legitimate front businesses of the criminals that outsmart him. In a way, Lex manipulates Clark into destroying all the shit people of Metropolis so that he can take their place. In essence, we are turning Lex Luthor into Ernst Stavro Blofeld to Clark's Bond. But also here he is that he destroys their businesses, but also he should take the senator, someone, or all the bad rich people. When he rounds them up, he should take them to the site of the dead bodies. Maybe even someone really evil blows up the San Monte building. And that's when Clark snaps. Boom. Really? I mean, like, we don't have our main bad guy yet. We just have a bunch of gangsters. But we can tie. And the idea is, okay, so wait, we'll go back to this real quick. Something happens to Rich, like either the San Monte building gets blown up or the mine gets fucking flooded. Oh, the mine gets flooded. Something has to tip Clark over the scales. A disregard for human life. I'm no killer. I'm not like you. So what will you do? Arrest us. I'm no lawman. Clark will then destroy all of their businesses. Okay, well that's later on. I like that. Destroys their homes, their fucking possessions. Just a massive pile of fucking luxury, just of luxury chaos. Of luxurious chaos. Fuck yeah. They're gonna flood that fucking mine. He shows them the dead bodies, and when they still don't fucking care, then he just destroys their shit. When he shows them the dead bodies, they don't even flinch. So he destroys their lives. Boom. All right. We still got to get there.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Kai. Look in the window. The men you killed, they're not a pretty sight. But what can I do about it? You can see to it that traffic laws are strictly obeyed and that driving permits are issued to only responsible drivers. You've shown me this from a viewpoint I've never saw before. I swear I'll do all in my power to see that the traffic rules are rigidly enforced by the police. Later in his apartment, Superman assumes the identity of Clark Kent, reporter. I hope things will improve now. I wonder how long it will take the mayor to go into action. Within the editorial offices of the Daily Star. But I got here as soon as I could. Here the mayor starts great traffic improvement drive and I can't find you to cover the story. Get down to City Hall right away. Yes, I own this car. Why? I got a little gift for you. A ticket for parking in the wrong place? You can't get away with that stuff in this town anymore, buddy. Mayor's orders. You can't do this to me. Hooray, it worked. Oh, that story sucked my nuts. I really wish I would have skipped that fucking story. The Batman. This thrilling new adventure strip starts in the May issue of Detective Comics. Alright, we've been here. Let's just get through this one. We already read this one. See, the Ultra Humanite. So, of course, elements of the Ultra Humanite will play into Lex Luthor, of course. Ultra Humanite. Sort of a Lex Luthor prequel. Preview. He always kind of was. Alright, so we're going to read 14 and we'll stop at 15. Alright. Do it. Racing faster than a bullet, leaping over skyscrapers, lifting and rending huge weights, possessing an impenetrable skin, springing great distances. These are the assets which aid Superman, champion of the helpless and oppressed in his unceasing battle against evil and injustice. Train, baby, train, subway scores, torture down from the sky hurls the figure of the Man of Steel. There's something peculiar about this tragedy, and I aim to find out what it is. Down to the metal grating drops Superman into the subway tunnel. Alright, so now we've discussed the tunnel. We've discussed flooding the tunnel. Why would they flood the tunnel unless they're finally uncovered there? Connection to the tunnel. The tunnels lead all the way to San Monte. He's got laborers down there all day. They're dying down there. They're trapped down there. People are disappearing. Nobody gives a shit. People are disappearing to that mine every day. No one cares. They are gonna flood the mine. The old Blakely Town Tunnel. Simpler days. Alright, let's get to this train story. Most of the wreckage has been cleared away, but here's a piece of cement they overlooked. Just as I thought. It crumbles like sand. The walls were constructed of inferior material. Someone's coming. He appears to be examining the cement too. Abruptly, slug 'em! Let's go. From a short distance away, the sound of an approaching train is heard. Let's beat it. Okay, the train will finish him. Help! It's about time I took a hand. Leaping before the very face of this roaming train, Superman snatches up the attack victim. Split seconds count. Then races along the terrific speed before the train. A man racing the train, beating it. Am I going nuts? Out of my way. I happen to be in a hurry. One leap carries the Man of Tomorrow up the ramp to the street above. And in another instant, he launches both his burden and himself up into the sky. Hey, watch where you're going. What? Hey, don't be frightened. You're as safe as though you're in your mother's arms. Who are you? How did you manage? Never mind. Tell me who you are and what they were going to do down there to you in the subway. Besides, rape your butt. I'm City Inspector Hughes. I was suspicious of the building materials used by the Star Company, which constructed the subway. Those men who attacked me must have trailed me to the spot. Have you any idea who the men who attacked you are? Not at all, except that they possibly work for Star Inc. Emerging through a skylight, a department store detective abruptly dives at Superman. Gotcha! You will come with me peaceably, or... Yes, you've got me all right, but tell me, would you rather go with me or stay behind? Let me go! Thanks for saving my life. Don't mention it. I believe I'll look over this place called Star. Those two men entering the building, they're the two thugs who attacked Hughes. Now, is it coincidence, or... The Man of Steel streaks down upon a ledge in the building's pipe. then races swiftly along the edge, peering into the office windows. No sign of him yet. A face. I saw it staring in from the window. Nonsense. No one could be looking in. We're a dozen stories over the street. Maybe. I'll have a better look on this floor. They're in the office. I found him. Within the room. You needn't worry about that inspector. Good. I'll pay you well for this. Wait till I answer the phone. He's taken care of. What? What's that? You say Hughes has registered a complaint against my company? But, fools! Idiots! He's alive, you hear? He's alive and bringing action against me, and all due to your bungling. Alive! We left him there on the tracks in the train. Perhaps I can make it clear. Who are you? What do you want? Where did you? I'll take care of him. Superman swiftly holds out his super tough hand and... Ouch, my fist! And where do you think you're going? No one leaves the room until I give the word. We've a little matter to discuss. Put that phone down. Help! Help! Snatching the telephone away, Superman crushes it to pieces with his hand. Here, now you can talk into it all you want. Good grief, you crushed it, though. It was paper. What do you want of me? A complete written confession of your hanging and grafted the material used to build the subway. I wouldn't do it. It would mean prison. Sure you won't change your mind? Positive. We'll see about that. Reconsider. Yea. Pull me back. I'll confess. I'll confess. It's our only chance. Down, down hurtles Superman towards what appears to be certain doom. Once we reach our car, we're safe. Quick! We gotta get out of here. Look, 2 men fallen. I got a better grip on lions, but what bothers me is that I might fall into the heavy traffic and hurt someone. Superman's incredibly powerful muscles cause him to strike the street unhurt, but the force of his fall and sudden collision causes him to upset a streetcar. Whirling with lightning-like speed, Superman springs beside it, catches the falling car, and lifts it back to the tracks before it can be derailed. Next instant, the Man of Steel seizes Lions and springs back towards the spot from which he had fallen. As Superman re-enters Lions' office, they're gone. Are you ready to write that confession? Yes, yes. Here it is. I'm a ruined man. You brought it upon yourself, prick. Leaving Lions, Superman climbs atop the building. No doubt they made good on their escape by now. No, wait. There they go. Quick, into the car. I don't need no urging. What a relief. Though we never get away in one piece. My gosh, she's chasing after us. Step on the gas. With each second, Superman closes the reach between the racing car and himself more and more. He's catching up. We're doomed. No, we're not. Pressing this button will do the trick. And another moment and we'll have him. Just when the auto is almost within grasp, it vanishes. What? The tracks still continue to be made in the road. It's hard to believe, but the car's become invisible. Those men wouldn't have the ingenuity to make that car invisible. There's something sinister behind this. I can't be certain which road turned into, but the tracks appear to turn to the right. That deserted shed. I wonder if... This is it. All right. Perhaps they ducked into the shed. Amazed, Superman feels the outline of an invisible auto behind the shed. No one here. Abruptly, into some cement. He falls into the tank. It automatically seals itself. Motors hum. Electric bolts flash. There he is. The Ultra-Humanite. You're the only man on Earth who could have done it. And that is the end of Superman. The 2 thugs wheeled the crippled Ultra-Humanite into the room. Behold my mortal foe imprisoned in crystal, so that I can look upon him and laugh until eternity. When he destroyed my plane, I thought I too would be eliminated, but unknown to Superman, I escaped with a parachute. He alone stood between me and my great goal, domination of the Earth. Now I can hasten my plans, unhampered. Good for you, Ultra. As Superman revives, he flexes his great muscle and the crystal block explodes. Success again. The deviltry of yours is going to stop now. As a swift movement of his hand, Ultra-Humanite in the chair dropped beneath the surface of the floor. You won't get away so easy. No sight of him. But I've got you at least. The visible car's gone. He's made good on his escape. Hold tight, boys. I'm in a hurry. Here, you can relax now. Recognize these men? Yes. They're the 2 thugs who attacked me. Here's the confession which Lyons admits having used inferior material to build the subway. You know what to do. This is great, but wait. So long. The rest is up to you. Later, as Clark Kent enters the Daily Star editorial office. Here, a powerful expose, just in time to make the latest edition. Where in the heck have you been? The Ultra-Humanite has got to be stopped before he succeeds in his mad plan to dominate the Earth. If not, the world will succumb to evil forces. Meanwhile, only one obstacle confronts me. Superman. He must be wiped out. It's a terrific task, but my tremendous brain can devise some way to trick him. Meow. Meow. Alright. I gotta get to work. So next time we get together, it'll be reading Action Comics 15, 16, 17, maybe even more. What do we get out of that issue other than just the Ultra Humanites coming after him, who basically is just the preview of Lex Luthor? So now we have what we're up to in our story as we continue along. We've added some ideas of Superman destroying all the rich people's shit, going on a rampage, just a destruction run, where he'll be looked at as a bad guy again. We know they're going to flood the mine. We got the idea of now he's gone back to Metropolis after his little flashback. He's with Lex. Lex is going to build him a suit. Somehow we got to get now into he gets this mechanical suit from Lex. We need a little bit of a time lapse for Lex to build the suit. And then Clark's got to get back to this mine, fuck some people up, and discover something in the mine. He's got to discover a shit ton of child labor. And rescue them. Now, where would the flood come from? They flood that fucking... Would it flood right then and there? The idea is... Here's where we need the whole Lex Luthor mentoring Clark here. This is where we need it. Okay, so this is where we're going to leave off. We need the mentoring... Lex Clark mentoring here. So, time lapse where we need to show Clark in a mechanical suit, courtesy of Lex Luthor. Lex is, of course, using the suit to secretly, not necessarily secretly, to capture Clark's vitals and try to learn his weakness. Clark can even have a camera on the suit that Lex can be using to watch. I like this. Okay, we're going a little further here. Clark goes back to the mine. Why did I do that? Clark goes back to the mine in the suit with Lex monitoring and watching. A la Ultra Humanite. Going further in, Clark will see and finally discover, after taking out some thugs, he will see a shit ton of child and slave labor working in the mine. Either he gets a bunch of them out, or a protocol hits and sets off a flood where he has to save everyone. Yeah, because he's already failed. We need a success here. We need him to win here. This could be his first big win. And of course, the flood and destruction will make a major setback for the bad guys and the cult. The Brainiac cult. They could all be in the Brainiac cult. Ooh. Cult could be all those rich folks. Shit, kryptonite could be a drug to them. You need some kind of power. You can't just assume you just fuck them up. This is their advantage over Superman. Almost, I like this, almost like the disciples of Brainiac are almost like the Court of Owls or League of Shadows. Now coming into Metropolis to destroy it and start over. A la Batman Begins. Or even, fuck, Warworld. Oh, I love Warworld. We can get to that later. Point is, we set up a flood. Clark can save the day with all the people. Some kid will call him Superman. You needn't be afraid of me. I won't harm you. I won't hurt you. Gotta remember that line. Alright, so just got a cool new fresh page there. Fuck it, we didn't even wait. He goes there, Lex makes the suit. We now have Lex studying his vitals. You can even cut back to Lex like looking at chart information, like just it's blowing his fucking mind what kind of data he's picking up on Clark. Clark will beat the shit out of some more thugs. He'll get into that fucking mine. You'll see some glowing fucking, whole bunch of glowing fucking kryptonite. And as Clark is fucking trying to save the day, somebody there, disciples of Brainiac, some kind of marking, something going on there. It won't be Darkseid, it's too obvious, but I like the idea of Brainiac. Brainiac's the main Superman villain that never got done right in the fucking movies. So we got to allude to him here. Warworld is more like fucking... That could be something cool too. We can play with that. A power engine. You know, the rich can get fucking high off kryptonite. Different color rocks have different effects on humans. Some powerful, some deadly. Instead of making kryptonite, instead of kryptonite just being some fucking rock they used to fuck Superman up, it could be like a drug. Instead of kryptonite just being poison, it can be a drug, an element no different than adamantium or wildfire. Something cool to update kryptonite. Which again is this whole mine scene here. So now we get to jump another page. Superman saving the day here. Alright, it's page 19. Got our notes here. What do we have in our notes? Fugitive Walter Crane. I don't think we need that right now. Coreytown. Mining kryptonite. Other people powers. We got that part. I like the idea of a Brainiac cult now. I'm really getting into the idea of a Brainiac cult. All those rich people from the Roadhouse, that whole circle of people, are all part of this fucking cult. That Brainiac is like just fucking just space Jesus, you know? Or he's a space devil. He's a space devil. Fuck yeah. Disciples of Brainiac, his minions, his fucking... I like that. The rich are part of a Brainiac cult. Disciples. All waiting for him to arrive like a space devil. Superman, in essence, is Space Jesus. We like that. Alright, that's a good place to stop. I feel good. Unless we want to do one more issue. Let's do one more issue. We do one more issue? What are we feeling, people? One more issue? Fuck it. Let's do one more. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Don't know where I'm going and don't know what to do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's do one more. Loving the cult. They're sacrificing the kids. They're sacrificing the poor. Fuck them. You know, these people just have to get us our fucking rocks. Leaping over skyscrapers, running faster than an express train, springing great distances and heights, lifting and smashing tremendous weights, possessing an impenetrable skin. These are the amazing attributes which Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, avails himself of as he battles the forces of evil and injustice. Editorial Office of the Daily Star. Take a trip to Kid Town and write up your impressions in order to make for a swell feature story. Say, that is a good idea. When Clark reaches his destination, he's ushered into the presence of the man responsible for Kid Town. Oh, this doesn't sound good. Tell me, Mr. Holloway, how did you happen to start this place? I was brought up in the slum areas myself, and I determined the other unfortunate youths would grow up in a wholesome environment. The result was Kid Town, my life's work, in which underprivileged boys have a chance to rehabilitate themselves. Now, Kid Town is perfect because that is our... Kid Town is the whole fucking thing they're raising the money for. Well, that's a good fill-in. All right, but let's just get it in the notes for now. Get any of that Shylock Derek Niles shit when he's running down the... Kid Town for rehabilitated kids who are... It is a front to recruit kids for their child and slave labor armies. Clark will be appalled that they were willing to drown all of those kids as they are sacrificing the kids to Brainiac. The hive mind. All will be one and immortal as part of the Brainiac. Like just psycho cultists. Like, you start the story out, you see how the layers develop. It starts off with, all right, Superman will beat up a shitload of gangsters and then he'll fight Lex Luthor at the end. Then it turns into, fuck no, it's a cult. He's fighting a fucking cult who are getting high off the kryptonite. Off the kryptonite. And the kryptonite gives them an assorted array of temporary powers and abilities, which they use to kick the shit out of Superman in the climax. Or the middle. Oh, I like where this is going, man. Nothing more fun than writing a fucking movie, man. We're writing a fucking Superman movie. And even better if it gets bought, because if it doesn't, we'll just change the fucking names, make it a different story. Fuck you, DC. But they need to fucking hire me already, because they're cunts. Alright, let's do this. One more issue. After this issue, we take a break. Here we go. Of the more than 1,000 boys here, most of them are on the road to crime. But now, with useful activities to keep them busy, they are on the road to clean, happy lives. And they owe it all to you. You must be very proud of your successful project. I'm afraid an accountant wouldn't call it very successful. We're deep in debt. Within 2 weeks, our mortgage will fall due, and that will spell the death of Kid Town. How much money have you had to avoid the foreclosure? At least $2 million. That's how much we need to pay it off, and enlarge in our town sufficiently so that we can take care of the thousands of requests for admissions which we have found impossible to accept. As Clark reflectively walks back towards his office, I'm going to help Holloway, and I've decided that I've definitely decided. But $2 million, and to be raised in 2 weeks, whoof, that is a task for Superman. I've saved millions of dollars out of that oil stock manipulation case, but how I ever raised the second $1 million is beyond me. So fucking Superman's a millionaire. They didn't even get into that. They never even met. This is the first time you actually see a callback to an old issue. I thought I gotta tell you, as you read the old issues, you realize this is before the woke shit. Superman just fucks motherfuckers up. Every now and then lets a guy die. He fucking sold a shitload of stock. He's a millionaire. So maybe we should get into that. Superman, at the end of the story, should be a millionaire. Superman, at the end of the story, should be a millionaire or steal a bunch of Lex Luthor's money. Oh yeah, he steals millions at the end and builds the John and Martha Kent orphanage or something. On the site of San Marte. Boom! See what we get here. See what we get. We put our mind together. Within a nearby bank, a holdup is in progress. Let's get out of here. That cop's will be here any minute. Come on! As the bandits rush from the bank, they find a solitary figure between them and freedom. Hey, stop! Out of the way, or rush him. Look, you won't die. Bullets? I eat them for breakfast. Goaded into action, Superman tosses about the fleeing thieves as though he's a juggler. 5,000 for a few seconds' work? Not bad. Only 995,000 to go. I insist you accept this $3,000 check for overpowering those vile crooks. As a bank manager, I assume we'll never forget. 3,000, thanks. And you got another 2,000, fella, for the capture of these desperate wanted characters. As Clark continues on his way, my luck is improving. That was a stroke of good fortune. Through a quirk of fate, an odd little man turns the corner and walks directly behind Clark. But I must have more money. Gobs of it. Where? How can I get it? Bah, how strange life is. Here I have much money that I don't know what to do with it. And my existence bores me. From around a nearby corner whizzes a car, its delicate mechanism haywire, running wild. Hey, watch where you're going. Crash! Smashed in two, the tree crashes down upon the two hapless pedestrians. Pinned beneath the tree's great weight, the little man is slowly being crushed to death. Help me! I can't let him die, but if I display super strength, it may give me away. It may give away my true identity as Superman. Tossing aside personal considerations, Clark leaps forward, pits his mighty muscles against the tree's crushing weight. Out you go. You're too late. I'll die, and I don't want to live. I don't want to live. Calm yourself. You're okay except for a few scratches. You were great. Superb. I owe my life to you. I won't argue that. I insist you accept this check. It's a trifling sum, only 10,000, but you've earned every cent by saving my worthless life. You needn't insist. I'll take it. Just 985,000 more needed, Clark. Think you'll make it? Altogether 15,000 in cold cash. Later, editorial office of the Daily Star. I turn Kid Tanyan over to a rewrite man. The well-known explorer Warren Kenyon is staying over at the Barclay Hotel. Dash over and get an interview. Barclay Hotel. Remember, we're world building. We need sites, locations. Barclay Hotel. Warren Kenyon. Hello, welcome to the Barclay Hotel. Bark Ellie. Barkley. Dash over and get an interview. When Clark reaches Kenyon's room. Have you anything of interest to announce? I just returned from a treasure hunt, and I'm glad to say I succeeded in acquiring a fortune. Congratulations. Locating buried treasure must be pretty difficult. In some cases, locating it is no trouble at all. The difficulty arises when you attempt to salvage the treasure. Here's a map which almost every treasure hunter possesses. It marks a spot in the ocean where a Spanish galleon was sunk with its cargo of a million in gold. But so embedded in the coral is the ship that it's impossible to blast through to the gold. Clark returns to the papers. Here's the story. Now can I have that long-due 2-week vacation? You've earned it. Have a good time. Sunken treasure, a million in gold? Sounds perfect. Fabulous treasure awaits seekers, claims Warren Kenyon, explorer. Among the many who read the article is Big Boy Cheney, ruthless gang leader. Fabulous treasure, eh? Big Boy Cheney. Gangster, Big Boy Cheney. Another gang has ideas along a similar line. What's your plan, Marchetti? I've been wasting our time on penny ante rackets. $1 million in gold, that's what we're going after now. Oh, good girl. Make a beeline for the Daily Star, Muggsy, and get a dope on this Kent fella who wrote the story. Marchetti is plenty smart. Wonder why he wants me to check him on this Clark Kent guy. So long, you lucky stiff. I wish I could get a vacation, too. Where do you intend on going, Clark? Don't know yet. Taking a vacation, eh? And right after writing that article? Sounds suspicious to me. When Clark leaves the Daily Star building, he is trailed by Muggsy to a shipping office. I'd like to rent a large boat for 2 weeks. That can it be arranged? The Dragon is available, but you'll have to hire your own crew. All right. Muggsy, Marchetti. Just getting the names down. The Dragon. Remember we had that other ship, the Baronta. Muggsy reports back to the chief. And he rented the Dragon. I knew it. He's going after that treasure himself. Come on, we gotta get to the Dragon before he hires his crew. Upon reaching the pier where the Dragon is moored, Marchetti finds a number of sailors waiting to be considered for employment. See that those guys don't apply for them jobs, get me? We got you. Quit schloving. Get flip, eh? In another moment, the pier is the scene of a free-for-all fight. After the sailors are put to rout, your men will do, on board. Shortly after, the Dragon moves out to sea wearing a weird cargo, Superman, and a crew of conniving gangsters. Meanwhile, the government Navy Yard Big Boy's mob sweeps in action. All right, men, you know what to do. And hurry, we haven't much time. Noiselessly, Cheney's men take over the controls of a government submarine and guide the vessel out to sea, where they submerge from view. Sub stolen, no trace. According to the wireless, a government submarine, the D-11, has been stolen. Strange. There was also a flash about the impending foreclosure of Gibtown. Well, with luck, I should be able to avert it. Now! Not yet. First, we'll let him locate the gold for us. Days pass uneventfully as the Dragon slowly wends its way towards its goal, while the fugitive D-11 heads towards the same destination. Finally, the Dragon reaches the spot indicated on the treasure map. Stop the engines! Prepare the diving bell for use. Yes, sir. Clark enters. Then its entrance sealed. The massive diving bell is swung out all over the ship's side. Oh, shit. Beneath the ocean's surface. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Are you good? You got the photo of the thing went through?
Yes, yes, it's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations, my friend. Now you're ready,
So I can, I guess we'll get the other, we can get the 35 when you start putting web shit. Now what do you need? What do you just need? Stuff.
What do you mean, 35 what?
What do you need to start?
Everything.
Send the whole 56?
Just get it. Yeah, because I have to do all that work ahead of time. Posting is bullshit.
I thought.
And I can get the girls, I'm gonna try to shoot them for Sunday, because usually Sundays, the days don't work, but I wanna contact, what do you do Sunday? Okay, so let me reach out to them and get all that shit situated, and then I get the costume, get you approved. Cool?
Send it over. I'll sell you.
Be excited, bro, you look excited.
Well, no, Stone. Something. All right, that's done. Let's get this finished up. Send this man his money. Clark enters. Then it's entangled sealed. The massive diving bell is swung out over the ship's side and dropped beneath the ocean surface. One blow and we're rid of him. Not yet. Hold it. The diving bell settles on the floor of the ocean with a jar, disturbing the strange creatures which inhabit the sea's bottom. I mean, you can get into this when you go into the Atlantis shit. Through the bell's glass observation port, Clark sights a weird vision, the shimmering wreck of an ancient galleon. I found it. I found the sunken ship. He's found it. We're rich, okay, Muggsy? Now. Ruthlessly, Muggsy severs the airline which supplies oxygen to the submerged Clark Kent. Hello? Hello down there? There's no reply. That's the end of him. What? That ain't it. He's gone. And when the diving bell is hauled up to the surface. Clark had forced his way out of the diving bell, so when the airline was cut, he was unaffected. Upon removing the outer garments, revealing himself clad in the Superman costume, Clark swims towards the wrecked galleon. He could hold his breath for hours underwater. It's a Spanish galleon, all right, and so firmly embedded in the coral. What I don't wonder, treasure hunters failed to break through into it. Sure, sir. Be there in a minute. Okay, gotta close this out. Oh, I wonder if the treasure failed to break through into it. Suddenly, drawn toward the Man of Steel, lunges a shark. The lightning speed leap carries Superman out of the creature's reach. But more sharks swoop to the attack. Superman is surrounded by them on all sides. Abruptly, they simultaneously close in. Darting, sleek figures, gaping jaws, the water churns the Man of Tomorrow, and a dozen sharks engage in a furious death struggle. Failing, tearing, Superman beats back and destroys the deadly fighters of the sea, who flail to pierce his impenetrable skin and evade his crushing metallic grip. Beaten back, the surviving sharks flee. Superman has emerged victorious. Whirling, Superman attacks the coral, rips it apart, sends it flying in all directions, forces an opening in the wreckage side, and then enters the ancient galleon which has lain disturbed for centuries. A few moments after Superman disappears through the ship's hastily contrived entrance, the stolen D-11 approaches within view. Investigate the galleon and report your findings back to me. Good Lord, the bodies of the men went down with the ship. Good Lord, ancient coins and bullion. What's that? Someone coming. From the ancient galleon march the men in the D-10. 11. The invaders are horrified to see a ghostly figure from the past era floating weirdly towards them, hands outstretched. Frightened half out of their wits, they take to their heels. A Superman removes the ancient Spanish costume he had donned. Ho ho! That was actually funny. Wonder who they are. I tell you, it was a ghost in there, and he's after us for disturbing his resting place. Let's clear out of here. Are you guys going nuts? Expect me to believe that cock and bull story? What are you trying to pull? Look, he's coming. Go on, get out of here. Oh my gosh, it's true. Start the engines full speed ahead. As Superman nears the submarine and commences to get it underway. The D-11? Why, that's the submarine that was stolen from the government. Reaching out, Superman seizes the sub in a grip of steel, preventing it from moving, rips off the propeller. Within the D-11, the occupants are half mad with terror. "We aren't we moving? Go out, get out there, do you hear? I'll shoot you down like dogs." Wait. Something's wrong. It won't move. Along the floor of the ocean walks Superman, dragging the great bulk of the submarine after him. Whirling the D-11 on one hand, he aims it upward, then heaves it with all his might. The sub shoots out of the water and into the air. So great is the force of the toss at the very side of the battleship which is searching for it. A few shots from the battleship and the crew emerges on the sub's deck, hands raised in surrender. Donning his civilian government, Superman swims to the surface along with the dragon. "It's him! Heave me a line!" During the next hours, the ancient gold is raised from the resting space of centuries and placed aboard the dragon. The cargo loaded. Clark's vessel sets out for home. The line was deliberately cut. I better keep a close watch on his crew. The knife, eh? He's asleep in the cabin now. Let's get this over with quick and a million's ours. They couldn't, of course, know that my super hearing has enabled me to overhear every word. I'll be ready for them. Stealthily, the crew members creep into Clark's cabin. Murder bent. Muggsy raises his blade for the kill and smashes it down towards the apparently sleeping figure. Holy cats, it broke! Leaping erect, Clark tears into the gangsters, and before I finish with you, there'll be several broken necks. When the dragon reaches shore, Clark turns the crew over to the authorities. I believe that mutiny carries a stiff penalty, doesn't it? You bet it does. You and your smart ideas. The next day, Clark visits Kid Town. We've had the most amazing stroke of good luck. Some anonymous person sent us $2 million donation. Kid Town's worries are over. If only we knew who it was so we could thank him. Whoever it was, I'm sure that he's knowledgeable, that he's been able to help your fine cause. Sufficient thanks for him. All we really got out of that is Superman's going to rip off all the rich people and make the Jonathan and Martha Kent fucking school for boys. Or orphanage, or fucking home, whatever the fuck you want to call it. When we continue our teaching, we will get with Action Comics number 16. We got a lot of good shit done in this last session. I hope you are continuing along with us as we write this Superman movie. Once again, always remember, support to you by the Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. And that is it, my friends. Peace, love, war, and all that other shit in between.